Yo, what's up, guys? I haven't had the opportunity yet to talk about the Toronto Raptors so far this season, so here we go, guys. So obviously tonight the Raptors played the Charlotte Hornets. Unfortunately, the Raptors lost to the Hornets 138-133. But let's talk about the other four games before we talk about the Charlotte game, of course. Now, we obviously saw what happened in the home opener against the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Raptors got absolutely hammered in that game, losing 136-106. I think we could all agree that that game there was just a game you just have to wash away, even though it was the home opener, right? And the Raptors just couldn't handle Cleveland's bigs. You know, you got Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. You know, you had Donovan Mitchell. He was shooting lights out. Cleveland themselves were shooting the ball really well behind the arc, shooting almost 50%. You know, the fact that they had Darius Garland in foul trouble and they still could not hold Cleveland down, it just shows that Cleveland's just a way better team than the Raptors. You can see where Cleveland are. They're a playoff team compared to the Raptors, young and rebuilding. So you just have to understand that that was just one of those games where it got away from the Raptors early. The game was over by halftime. The Raptors couldn't come back in that game. So that game was just a wash. Now, the other game against the Philadelphia 76ers, the Raptors were way better in that game, I think. Raptors were hustling. They were making shots. They were solid on defense, of course. Scotty Barnes had 27 points that game. Jakob Poeltl had 19 points himself that game. He was playing solid, but he got into foul trouble. I liked Jonathan Mogbo. He came into the game. He was really effective, of course, defensively and offensively. I like Jamison Battle. He really helped the team offensively as well. And defensively, he was making some good shots. Really helped the team. Got that and one late in the game. He was really solid. I like Agbaji, another nice young player. These kids, man. Shed, nice young player, man. I really like this kid. Solid defensively. He's going to cause a lot of havoc on the defensive side of the ball. Grady Dick's looking really good this year so far to start the season. He looks a lot bigger. He looks more confident. So I really like so far what I'm seeing out of Grady Dick, of course. And the Raptors did deserve that win against the 76ers, even though they did not have Joel Embiid and Paul George. You still had Nick Nurse coming back to town, Kyle Lowry. Raptors wanted to put in a good game. Kelly Oubre had 28 points that game. Maxey had 24. So they did get a lot of scoring, the 76ers, but the Raptors were better in that game, and I felt that they deserved that win against Philadelphia. Now, in the other game, you have the Raptors against the Timberwolves. Now, this game here, guys, we obviously saw Raptors struggled early in this game. The first quarter, they were down 32-18 after one quarter, and it was really difficult for the Raptors to claw back into this game against the Timberwolves. You know, the Timberwolves with these new additions in Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo, they really look good under this new team, guys. Randle had 24 points. DiVincenzo had 16. He took that long-range shot from three. He looks really good, man. Obviously, these guys got Rudy Gobert, and then they got their superstar, Anthony Edwards. And they held Edwards down this game. He shot 9 for 21. He only had 24 points. But unfortunately, Minnesota's a playoff team. They were in the conference final last year against Dallas. You know that they're in a way different position than the Raptors are. We are a young team, of course. These are the type of games you really don't expect the Raptors to win right now in their rebuilding phase. But they did put up a good fight after that first quarter. They were hanging around all game. They just couldn't get back to tying it and taking the lead, of course. But like I said, Minnesota's a playoff team and we're a rebuilding team. But positive signs from the Raptors in that game. I saw Grady Dick. He had 25 points in that game. He looked solid. Agbaji looked good. Scotty Barnes had 20 points in that game. So some positive signs in that game, of course. But once again, Minnesota is the better team, and they were able to close out and get that victory. Now, this game here against the Denver Nuggets, this was a tough pill to swallow, this game. I think we could all agree, guys. Raptors were really good in this game, guys. They led the entire first half. They played really solid. You know, the entire team was looking good. You had Davion Mitchell scoring. You had Grady Dick scoring. Scotty was scoring. Agbaji was scoring. Jakob Poeltl had a massive game, a double-double. The team looked really good in this game against Denver, guys. But unfortunately, when you got a superstar like Nikola Jokic, that's what's going to happen to you guys. You're going to deal with these type of superstars. We're going to carry their teams. Unfortunately, Jokic had a massive game, 40 points in 43 minutes of play. He was the one who carried the Nuggets back from this game, of course, and was the reason why Denver did win this game in overtime. Really tough pill for the Raptors to swallow in this game. You know, these are the type of games where hopefully they hold on, but like I said before, when the other teams got superstars and veteran presence, guys who have won championships on this Denver Nuggets team, they know how to get it done in crunch time. So this is why I felt the Raptors couldn't hold this lead down. Denver showed their maturity, came back and won this game. And you just gotta swallow this pill from the Raptors, because like I've been saying this entire video, the Raptors are rebuilding. They're gonna have these tough pills to swallow in games. You know, they're not gonna be able to hold leads sometimes, but that's understandable, guys, because we're such a young team, and this team's gonna go through a lot of growing pains in the season. Now, tonight's game against the Charlotte Hornets, this one here was another tough game for the Raptors. In the first half, the Raptors were struggling a little bit in the second quarter, of course. They came back. They went on a 14-0 run. They looked really solid to end the first half. The Raptors continued the second half really strong, I felt, against the Hornets. They were making shots strong defensively. But unfortunately, turnovers killed the Raptors. Of course, 13 turnovers. Charlotte scoring over 26 points on those turnovers. Charlotte were making timely three-pointers. They were getting stops. The Raptors, unfortunately, they made too many mistakes down the stretch. Couldn't make some shots. RJ Barrett and Grady Dick had great games today. RJ Barrett had 31. Grady Dick with a career-high 30 points. The Raptors did play well in this game, I thought, in stretches. I love this kid again, Jamal Shed. 8 assists in the first half alone. I thought he was really good in this game. He's a nice young player. Another good pickup for this Raptors team that's going to help them moving forward, of course. But like I said, guys, the Raptors are young. They're going to go through growing pains, of course. And this was another game where the Raptors could have easily won this game, guys. But they let the game get away from them. Like I said, Charlotte started making their three-pointers. They were close to 50% from behind the arc as well in this game, Charlotte. They were really good. I thought the Raptors played really well defensively against LaMelo Ball, too. Of course, LaMelo was averaging 31 in Game 7 and 7. Going into this game, they only held him to 19 points. So they did a really good job on him. But unfortunately enough, you got a guy like Trey, man. He was making some big threes. Grant Williams was making some shots. Miles Bridges. Richards had a big game, 24 points for 14 rebounds as well. It was just a tough game for the Raptors to come back from, because there was a lot of runs in this game. And the Raptors, unfortunately, could not claw their way back and win this ball game. The Raptors fall to 1-4. But it is very difficult, guys, when you lose your starting point guard in Emmanuel Click, the first game of the season against Cleveland. Now we lose Scotty Barnes after the Denver game, after he's fighting for a rebound with Jokic. You're going to have to reevaluate him in 3 weeks. So it's really tough for the Raptors to win ball games when 2 of your starting players are not in the lineup. Of course, no Kelly Olynyk coming off the bench too. No Bruce Brown, right? The Raptors have a lot of injuries to start the season. So it's understandable why they started off 1-4. But you got to give the Raptors credit. They've been battling in these games. They've been putting in a good effort, of course. But like I said before, there's teams that are just better than us right now, guys. And these are some tough games to lose. But like I said, guys, in my video when the Raptors re-signed Scotty Barnes and Emmanuel Quickly, if the Raptors do not have a good season, is that a bad thing for us? Because we all know that there's a very good young player that plays for Duke, and he's probably going to be the #1 overall pick in next year's draft. I'm talking about Cooper Flag. This kid here, guys, could be a game changer. I don't like Raptors tanking games, guys, but if the Raptors lose games and it benefits them to possibly getting this kid, who knows? And I'm okay with that, of course. You guys tell me how you feel about it in the comment section. If you're okay with the Raptors tanking and possibly trying to get Cooper Flag in next year's draft, I'm totally fine with it. As long as the Raptors compete in games, even though they're losing, but they show a competitive edge and stick and battle in each and every game, guys, I'm totally fine with it. But guys, you know what? That's it for this video. Raptors are 1-4 after these first 5 games. Obviously, not the best start to the season, of course. But when you have key players not playing, that's what's going to happen to this team, guys, of course. But guys, thank you very much for watching. As always, click like if you like this video. Subscribe if you guys want to see more content. Go Raptors, go as always, guys. And remember, if you do not watch sports, you are more. Ciao, guys.